Just one good way of relaxing physically is to take a few deep and slow breaths. Yeah. So we'll do some belly breathing, which is every time I breathe in, the stomach expands, and I breathe out, the stomach contracts. So let's do that about 5 times. Let's breathe in and out. Now just check all the parts of your body in terms of your muscles, starting from your toes all the way upwards. Check that they are relaxed, easy. You're not holding any muscle. Just keep them loose. So your toes, your calves, thighs, move upwards, your back, your shoulders. Check. And ease your muscles, your arms, and your face. Neck as well, lots of tension usually on the neck. Just relax and gently allow your head to rest on your shoulders. And as you feel fully relaxed now, physically, mentally, what do we do? One very beautiful way of becoming more relaxed mentally is to see how you can become fully present. Because you may be carrying a lot of things from what you did today, and there may be so many things to do after this workshop. But the best place to be in is in the present. There you feel very light. Because in the present you only have to just pay attention to this workshop and nothing else. So a good way to be fully present is to become aware of everything you see, you hear, you feel. So whatever sounds you hear them and don't judge them. Whatever you see them, but suspend judgment. So accept everything as they are, but be fully aware. So you know exactly what's happening in your surrounding. You can hear your own breathing. You feel your pulse. You feel your heartbeats. You're aware of people around you. You're listening to what I'm saying. And you're just accepting everything as they are. You accept yourself as well. And as you start becoming fully present, you will feel more relaxed in the mind. And then create a beautiful intention for yourself. So we're here to explore our inner landscape. We do a little bit of discovery. So open yourself up to some experimentation. And trust that your coming here would have a good reason, and you will take something back with you that will really serve you well. You don't know right now what that is, but it will unfold. So begin with that intention. Take another deep breath in and out. And we are all set to go. So a quick introduction. You got my name already. It is Prakash Chugani. And just so that we can all quickly just introduce our first names, we'll do that with a virtue, a value. So I like to prefix the name with a positive value. And so I like to call myself, and that value should start with the same alphabet as the first alphabet of your first name. So Prakash, first alphabet is P. So when I introduce myself, I just think of a positive value with P, and then I say, this is me, and I give you my name with that value. All right, so I'll go first, and then we'll have Dipti, so then you'll know how we go ahead from there. So today I am Powerful Prakash. Determined Dipti.
Amazing Amulya.
Amazing Amulya. Wow, okay.
Mindful Mala.
Smileful Mala.
A mindful Mala.
Mindful. Mindful Mala. Okay, beautiful. Yes.
And Meek. It's hard to come up with a value on that.
And Meek.
Meek. They only come up words as nonsense.
Nice. Nice.
Not good value.
Oh, no nonsense.
No nonsense.
No nonsense, Meek.
Yeah.
Right? No nonsense, Meek. Always sense. No nonsense. Only sense. Right? Good. Nice.
Positive problem.
Positive Praveen. Nice. Winner. Vijit. Lovely. Okay.
Ambitious Advait.
Ambitious Advait. Okay. Ambitious Advait.
Victorious Vijay.
Victorious Vijayata. Right.
I also victorious Vishal.
Victorious Vijayata. Okay, good. Okay, lovely. So we'll just quick glance inside. What did this simple question make you do? Think about yourself. Just makes you just go back and reflect. And then all of a sudden you pick up something which is quite close to you. And very intuitively, you kind of get something that matches an alphabet that comes close to you, and you feel, wow, that does connect with me. And how do you feel when you actually think about that and speak about it? And I think when you dwell more on it, what do you think you will feel when you actually think of yourself as the mindful Mala?
I think someone who is, who's always very active in the mind, whose mind never slows down, whether it's the work or it's my personal life. I'm always mindful about everything that's going on around.
And when you start understanding and looking at yourself, you're suddenly now aware that I'm mindful Mala. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel stressed.
Really?
It makes me feel stressed.
Okay.
Because you're always active and you're not restful then. So it makes me feel very stressed.
So when you're mindful, are you more in the present? You're available for everybody, for yourself?
Not more in the present, but more in the past and the future. In terms of what I'm doing in the future and what has happened in the past.
Okay. Is that being mindful?
Mindful, so perhaps I don't know the definition, but
Okay.
that's what I think.
Mindful is really about, and which is why I was a little bit thoughtful when you said, I'll be stressed if I'm mindful. Usually, when we're trying to live in the past, there's stress. And you start living in the future, you're anxious. Because a lot of times we're living in the future, we're trying to control the future, we're trying to change the future. And that's where a huge part of my anxiety comes, because we cannot control the future. And we cannot change the past. And so when I'm starting to stay in these two zones, then I feel very helpless, I feel powerless, and therefore I feel stressed and anxious. So what's the best place to be in? The present. Out here is the only place you can do something. Not for the past, but from the past you learn something, you're here, and you can do something about the future. But this is the best place to be. And usually this is the place which is the lightest. Between all the three zones, you feel most lightest and easiest in the present. So when you think of yourself as a mindful person now, with a new definition, if you say, I'm mindful, it means I'm here and I'm now, free from the past and the future, then how would you feel? You will feel much better. You feel much more lighter, relaxed, and easy. Right? When you think of yourself as a winner, How do you feel? You feel good. You feel there's some confidence. There's some extra energy that comes when you actually have that state in your mind. Positive, right, Pravin? So obviously, when you say I'm positive, Pravin, it's very difficult to feel negative, right? That's the dissonance. If you're saying something because there is something that made you say it, it's very difficult for you to actually experience something different. That's actually, we have a very powerful mind. Very powerful. The more specific you are to it and you give it those instructions with understanding, there's a very different experience that you actually would have. And that's a simple thing. It's a very simple exercise we just do to show how I can actually just think about a quality, and when you have a thought that you create inside with a meaning, then it has to create a feeling as well, which is in relevance to the thought that you produce. There was a school where you had students in their 40s, early 40s, and the attendance is going on. And the teacher is taking the attendance and calling out the students. So, starting off with anger, yes sir. Hatred, present sir. Greed, available sir. Jealousy, present sir. Irritation, present sir. Frustration, present sir. Anxiety, yes sir. Stress, present sir. Very present. Depression, I'm here sir. So, wow. Continue the attendance and they're calling out happiness, absent sir. Joy, not yet come sir. Patience, lost sir. Contentment, not here sir. Calmness, no. Peace, absent. And so the question then for that particular class was, how is it that all the negative qualities are present in this school of life and the positive qualities not there, negative qualities are there? What could the reason be? It could be our surroundings. Okay, very nice. Too much pressure. Okay. Our own thinking. And so why is its own thinking, which could be created because of too much of pressure, which could be because of the environment? The environment, remember one thing, the environment can trigger your thoughts, right? Three of us could be in the same environment and we could all be thinking very differently. You agree? So yes, the environment has the potential to trigger thoughts. We don't have the same type of a boss or a manager. But we could all have very different ways in which we actually respond to what we get from that manager. We could all be getting the same kind of a manager because it's the same manager. But we could respond in a very different way. So yes, you have that, and pressure. We could all suddenly be said, okay, 8 hours to work, do all this work within those 8 hours, and it could be really a lot of stuff. One person could respond in a very different way, another person different way. So that's the thoughts that are very important. So the question then is, what is it that is creating those thoughts in that direction, where I'm able to see all the negatives are present, all the positives are absent? Perception of
situation, myself,
situation and myself. That's a beautiful one. So let's look at that, and I'll tell you why this whole negativity is there around us. This is the person. This is the situation, right? Exactly. So this is where all the negative comes, because of the perception of these two. What is the perception of the situation? The pressure that we have outside in the world, the boss that we have, the environment that we have. What's the perception? Oh my God, it's very difficult for me to take. And so I feel stressed. I feel all those, irritation, anger, all that comes because the situation is a little too large to manage. So now if that's the situation and that's me there, what can I do? What are my options to improve and to change the negative into positive? What are the options?
Accept.
We accept the situation as it is.
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yes, okay, good idea. Sometimes we accept it. Okay, what are the other options? So I had this. What do you do when you change perception? What are you trying to change?
Make yourself bigger than the situation.
Yes, so that's one option. One option is you change the way you look at the situation. So you alter the situation. So one way is you change the situation. And then you look at it and say, well, it's not such a big deal. Come on, it's not the end of the world. It happens. You see, in the whole world, there's so many problems. Look what's happening here, what's happening there. What I have is minuscule. You change that situation. He says, I had the blues because I had no shoes. Until I came upon the street where I saw a man without feet. Right? All of a sudden, you are complaining about the shoe and now you're having a look at a person who has no feet. What do you feel? Perception shifts completely. It's like a paradigm shift. Say, thank God for whatever I have. So what happens? Now the situation, I don't have shoes, fair enough. Thank God I got my legs. So you just shifted the way you look at the situation, right? That's one way. The other way is you change the way you understand and look at yourself. Situation can be the same, but that's a situation. But what do I do to myself? I expanded my own perception of who I am. Earlier I thought the situation is big, I'm small. I suddenly grow myself up and say, I'm bigger than the situation. And so when we're looking at this landscape, the inner landscape of self-awareness, it's all about understanding our true selves. And we are far more powerful than we actually think we are. We're far more capable and we have far more qualities and powers within ourselves than we even know or we have not even discovered. And why is that? Because we're very busy discovering everything outside. To discover something inside, we have to turn into ourselves. We need a little bit of me time. And I'm sure all of you have chosen to come here to a meditation space because you do value that me time and you feel there's something beautiful there which is missing. In fact, that's one of the biggest things missing in the world today because everything else is so beautiful. It's all building up in such a wonderful fashion. So the landscape outside is becoming amazing, fabulous, fantastic, fast, quick, AI-driven, whatever you can think about. Everything is so beautifully developing outside. The question is, am I doing something as beautiful inside as well? And that's the landscape that we should start developing so that, this is a space that has been ignored, unfortunately, because there's too much of focus outside.
But when you hear and read all the negative news and what developments which are happening around you in the world, and they are all so negative.
Yeah.
The worst you could think of, you could imagine, in your head.
Yeah.
How could you know that? How do you say that, okay, I'm still not going to look at it, I'm still going to look at the positive side of things?
Yeah. You see, there are a lot of answers to that. And I think we can get to that. We'll try and understand ourselves first, and then we'll see what are some of the ways in which we can overcome some of these problems. But to just give you a quick answer to that, there's everything that comes to me, that's called a stimulus. There's a stimulus. And everything that comes inside here and I see it, then there's a response inside. Between the two, there's always a gap. And in that gap, I make choices in terms of how do I take this information and how much of this information should I take in. Today, do we agree that out there's a huge amount of information and it's an overload of information? Who's going to filter that? It's my responsibility. I can keep going to all those places and I can just keep consuming as much information as I want. And then I sit down and say, my God, I feel so heavy inside. You have overeaten, so you would feel heavy. So the mind is overeating information and it's feeling heavy. So what do? There's a diet you require here. So you say, okay, enough. I don't need this. I'm not going to go there. I get that information and I see how I can deal with it. And if I can't deal with it, I say, I don't need such information. I can always choose not to. So I think there are a lot of answers to that, and we can work on that. And I think we've got to start becoming more choosy about what we're going to be consuming, because everyone out there is vying for the biggest asset in the world today. Which is the biggest asset in the world today? Sorry? Absolutely. Attention. That's what people want. Nothing else. If they have your attention, they have made it. That's the biggest, most selling thing today. Right? If I have 1 billion followers and a multi-million views, that's attention and that's money. All of them just need that. And all are seeking it. And so we have to be careful now. Where do I give it? Because everybody wants it.
Maybe when you're full, so usually you perceive this information when you feel empty from inside. You're not full. When you're in flow, there is such term in flow. You're focused on something.
Yeah.
You don't need anything.
Right.
You're just focused.
Right.
You're full.
Right. Right. So that's a good one as well. So if you're focused, you're engaged, and you know where you're going, fantastic. Which brings us back to the story. So in the school that had all the negative students present, positive students not there, was because of two simple reasons. One is the lack of an identity. Two is a lack of purpose. And that's what it is. So when you're focused, what is it? Now I want to move from here. I want to go and, there's a small jar there. I want to pick this jar up, right? And I want to do that in the next 5 seconds or so. So I just walk. Now you may call me and say, just 1 minute. I pick it up and then I say, yeah, what do I can do? When I'm focused, what am I doing? I have a sense of purpose. You have a sense of purpose, it gives you a sense of direction, and you're moving in that particular fashion. Other things can wait. So you're very clear about your priorities. What is it? And that priority of yours is not just you're running behind it because everyone else wants it. That's also another thing, right? You could be focused, but on what? Is it meaningful? And that's what purpose is all about. Mark Twain said that very nicely. He says, 2 most important days of your life. Guess what are those? When you're born and when you die.
The one you know why you were.
Yes. First one is the day you were born, and the second is the day you realize why. So that's a very important part. And so the meaning is so important for us. So today we have a workshops and we've probably got half an hour left. So what we're going to quickly do is we're trying to work at this place. This is the level you're working at. And we want to see how I can understand this person better. So you all have a sheet of paper? If you don't mind, can you pick something up? We have a small, let's do a little bit of an exercise that helps us get a little better grip of ourselves. Is that okay? We'll try and understand ourselves a little bit more and then see how that will really help me have a better version of myself. So pen, all of you have something, right? Pen or a pencil? Oh, you're getting somewhere. Thank you so much. So the first thing I wanted to do is, I just want you to think about something from nature that you like. It could be the sun, stars, moon, the mountains, river, a tree, nature, something from nature. One thing I want you to say, right? We like a lot of things. I like greenery, I like this. But is there one specific thing that you can, it could be a beach, the sands. What do you really like a lot that you can resonate with, that if your heart gets full when you think about that thing in nature? Is there one thing like that? Once you find it, I just want you to draw a quick sketch in 1 minute. Just do a small sketch of that beautiful thing from nature that you like. All right, so for example, if I like the mountains, that's what I'm going to do. It's a simple sketch. So we have a beautiful tree. Can I guess that's a mountain?
Yeah.
So which means we have some nice artists there. Is that a lake with trees around? It's a stream. Oh, lake. Wow, see? You're an artist.
You know, as in beach.
Okay, good. It's a good sunset. Sunset. So the sun setting. Mountains. Oh, we have a lot of mountaineers here. Animals? Or trees?
This is jungle. I like jungles.
You like a jungle. Wow. Wow. Jungles. Are you from the Amazon?
I wish I was. It's more like seashore.
The seashore. Okay, good. So we have some nice, beautiful things from nature. So what I'd like you to do is think about 3 qualities of this mountain. 3 things that you think this particular mountain has positive qualities, something that it does for others in nature. What does it contribute? So if I think about this, how does it help the nature? What are some of its real good qualities? So if you think about the sea or the lake, how is it helping others? What are its qualities that is giving out? Because nature is always giving something to other people, right? Nature is always contributing. So that thing that you have written there, what do you think is it contributing? Can you write about 3 or maximum 4 things that you believe it gives out to the world? 3 to 4 positive qualities. What do you have? Greenery.
Plants give oxygen, water gives life.
So oxygen, what is it?
Water gives majesty. Vision.
No, you are thinking of one item from nature, any one thing from nature. And think of 3 things it gives to the world outside.
Shade, fruits, fresh air, wood.
Okay, so how is that useful to them? So if it gives wood outside, so what is the use of it? What's the purpose? So think really of that quality rather than actually it gives that. So if it gives oxygen or it gives fruits, it's kind of giving something that sustains, protects, cares. That's the quality, right? It's caring, it's sustaining.
So I have like grounded. The tree is grounded, right?
Grounded.
Down toward the
Okay.
sense, giving. Always
Giving.
The third one is humble because the more the tree grows,
Humble, right?
it's humble. Yeah.
Humble, humility. Beautiful. And those are the qualities you're looking at. So that's what we're looking for. Qualities like humility. What are the 3 ones? Humility,
So yeah, grounded, giving, and humility.
humility. So can you just share with your partner next to you? So Pravin, if you don't mind, if you could sit with, or you could come forward, just 2 of you, just share with the partner. Okay. Good. He wants you to upgrade. So just share what you have and share your 3 qualities, the 3 qualities that you have with your nature, with your partner, please. What are the 3 things that you have discovered?
Fresh.
So I have the mountains and I've written these three qualities: stable, protective, and inspiring. I used to live in Fujairah for 3 years. Such inspiring mountains. I would love to drive up and down almost every day because those mountains are so beautiful for me. I found them very inspiring, very, awe-inspiring. Look at that. I feel respected respectful. You know, I have to respect them because they've been there for so long, for so many ages, and they still stand rock solid. You just have something about it. So for me, that's what I'll stable, protective, and inspiring. So all of you got 3 qualities? 3 qualities? More than 3, very good, very good. Now let me reveal something to you. Out of all the things in the world, you have thought about this, and this could have so many qualities, but we have a unique way of looking at those qualities. Guess why? It's because this relates to something very deep inside. There's something that you connect, that's why you draw towards it, and that's why you connect so much with that thing in nature. So these qualities are something that you will find where? Inside. That's why you see it outside. That's why you see it there, and that's why it's most relevant for you outside. So now, I just want you to create a sentence just below what you've written. I, and put your name there. So I, Prakash, your own sheet. Now take your sheet back, and you're going to write your 3 qualities. So you write your name first. So I will say I, Amol. All right, so that's your name. Don't please write Amol, except Amol writes it. Like the lakes, or like the lake, am. Like the trees, like the mountains, like the forests, or like the beach and sea and mountains, am. What are the 3 qualities you had?
Provide for others, standing tall and strong. View from the top, there is always a bigger mountain to conquer.
Okay, good, beautiful, very nice ones. Can you put them into a single word quality if possible? Hope, 1, okay, beautiful. Hope, what else? Standing tall and strong, what is that?
It's like nobody can move a mountain. Even if the strong winds, cyclone, storm comes, the mountain won't move.
And it's really tall and strong.
It's like you are determined on a single.
Determined, very good, beautiful, determined. Provides for others. Provides for others. Caring?
Yeah.
Caring. Okay, good. So just write those words. I, put your name there. I, Amol, like the lake, and those 3 qualities. Can you write those 3 qualities? Amol, what are those 3 qualities?
For me, calm.
I am calm, abundant,
and
helpful. Beautiful. So write those 3 qualities. I'm calm, abundant, and helpful. See how unique each of us have those qualities of. What are your 3 qualities?
Peaceful, blissful, and pure.
Oh, wow. Now, a simple exercise after this. I just want you to keep this sheet of paper in front of you, which has that sentence. Yeah, all of you have the sentence there? Just take a moment to try and understand what does the meaning of these qualities, what does that mean to you? What do these 3 qualities really mean to you? Yeah, just have a look at it. Think about the meaning of these 3 qualities. Because at the surface, they might just have a textbook meaning, but when you look at it a little bit more closely and look at yourself with it, you will find a little bit more than that textbook quality in it. Okay? And you can relate to it, and you'll see times when you've exercised it, when you have demonstrated it, when you've lived up to these. So just have a look at it and try and understand those qualities a little bit better. So what does it really mean to you? First question is, what does it really mean to you? All 3 qualities. Yeah, you got something? You know what it really means?
Personally for me, the more you achieve in life, the more grounded you should be in the sense that you should never forget your roots. And I'm that kind of a person.
Very nice.
Success doesn't, make me out of it.
Lovely. You don't let success reach your head. You stop it at the neck.
Yeah.
Good. Very nice. Okay, now this is an exercise we're going to do. So just keep that sheet of paper in front of you and read it to yourself in your mind one time. I, Prakash, like the mountains, am stable, protective, and inspiring. Read that once into your mind. Now repeat it the second time. Read it for yourself a second, but very slowly. Slow down the speed when you read it. And for the third time, I want you to go at half the speed of the second time. So you're virtually going very, very slow. And for the last time, repeat this, but just focus on one quality. Repeat it in your mind very slowly and focus on only one of those qualities, any one of those qualities. And I want you to visualize yourself with that quality. See yourself demonstrating it. At home, in the office, wherever you go, you are actually full of this quality. And see how it makes you feel. And see how it positively impacts others who you may meet. And know deeply inside that this is what I am and this is who I am truly. Now take the second quality and dwell upon that in the same way. Visualize yourself with that second quality. See how it makes you feel, how it impacts others, how you speak, how you move. And the last, third quality. Do the same. Visualize yourself with it. See what you're doing, what you're saying, how you behave because of it. What's your attitude of life because of this? How do you see things with this quality? Okay, thank you. Thank you. So were you able to have some sort of a visualization of it? Yeah? How does it, what shifts inside when you actually start doing this? What do you experience when you do this?
Some like inner release.
In a release, you feel free, there's more freedom.
It's like you're seeing your better version.
Beautiful, and I love that. You're seeing your better version. This is already inside. The only difference is between me and that person that I just saw is I'm not exercising it, aware of it as much as I should be. And the moment I start becoming aware of it and I'm just being in it, I can see the full shift in my attitude, my vision, the way I do things, my actions, very different.
And seeing yourself bigger, really like.
Yes, you see yourself becoming bigger. Beautiful. Let me tell you, this is the power of your awareness. That's what we're speaking about. Self-awareness, small shift, and I'll tell you what it does to you, really. Okay, we can save some time. See, small awareness makes things faster. What happens with your awareness? Now, what we were trying to do through a simple, small awareness exercise is we are shifting awareness from the normal identity that we hold. This is my job, my profession, my position, my pay, my place of, where I come from. That's a superficial identity, which many times we hold. But that's temporary, right? It's just for some time. It comes, it goes. It's always shifting. Sometimes you're big, sometimes you're small. If you're big, you feel egoistic. If you're small, you feel jealous. All those negativities comes with that identity. So we're trying to shift from there. And that identity is important just for us to be able to know where I'm placed in the world. That's all, not for anything else. But what's the true identity is shifting. And that makes your awareness. Your awareness impacts your attitude. You felt it. The moment you saw yourself in that grown-up state of this beautiful quality, very different attitude. Your attitude determines your vision. How do you look at things around you? Very differently now. You said, suddenly you feel bigger. Now what's my attitude and what's my vision to things? Your vision, attitude, vision, that impacts how you act, your behavior. And we call it the action. And this impacts your world. And that feeds into your awareness more. It's actually a very rhyming thing when you speak in Hindi. For those who understand Hindi, awareness, smriti, kriti, smriti, vritti, vritti, drishti. Drishti impacts your kriti's action. Action, this is your shrishti, which is a world. So that's the cycle. And where do you, if you want to change your behavior, you want to change your experience from life, you want to change the world you're in, most of the time our focus is outside. I want to change things around there. But where do you have to start? This place, your awareness. All you want to do is do this shift. The moment you start shifting this, you start impacting your world. How? This impacts attitude, vision, the way you look at yourself, the way you look at everybody else around you, the way you look at the environment. That impacts how you'll start behaving with people, and that impacts how you will actually start seeing the world. And that's the response you get back eventually, because as you sow, so shall you reap. And then that feeds into your awareness and starts saying, yes, this is how I am, this is who I am, and I continue to grow in that particular area. That's the power of the right awareness of yourself. So we don't need to be anybody else. I don't need to borrow things from outside to become a better person. It's inside me. The seed is already there. That's the knowledge. The seed of knowledge is what I just planted into this awareness. Earlier, my awareness, I didn't know about these beautiful things. My awareness was outside. Now we've sown a new seed in this awareness. And then we have to water it. How do you water it? Any new seed in this awareness of the soil, you have to water it. You water it with attention, constant attention of this. You need to be attentive of this awareness. Otherwise, it's very easy to go back to the normal awareness of ourselves. So you need to water it with this attention. And then you need a little bit of sunlight as well, don't you? For that to nicely germinate and to grow and to become a beautiful jungle of, the beautiful jungle, right? A jungle of flowers. So what you need, where's the sunlight from? So one of the things we also do is in meditation, we sit down and we actually start receiving light from the Supreme. You look at that as a very strong, powerful light that supports me in this particular awareness. Because it's the spiritual light that you require, right? And then this becomes very strong. And you go to a place called ART. What is ART? Awareness. Then there's a realization. You can have a quick realization. When you do the small meditation right now, I feel it. Just by understanding the meaning and slowing down and reading it quietly and by trying to really look at yourself, you have an experience. You say, yes, I can see it. Because that's already there. The seed is there. So you feel it. So what happened? You had a realization. Oh, ART. So once you have the awareness, and with that awareness, when you really are able to visualize it and feel it, you have a realization, AR, realization. And what happens after that realization? If there's constant attention there, there's a transformation. T is transformation. Awareness to realization, realization to transformation. And so now you've become truly aware of yourself with those beautiful qualities. And so your world is very different now. Because it changes, attitude, vision, action, world. Everything is different. Everything, the way you look at things is very different. Does that make sense? So just start with this one space. For today, I will just be having a short workshop. I think the best you can do for yourself is to carry this awareness with you about yourself. Then the second question is, what's my purpose? Because that purpose is very important. Meaning is important. We want to give meaning to life. 3 stone cutters. They're just doing some beautiful stones and 3 of them sitting. go to the first person and say, what are you doing? He looks at you and say, why are you disturbing me? You're mad? You can't see I'm cutting stones? Second person, you go out and say, what are you doing? He says, there's some big, nice, wonderful structure coming and we are doing these stones for that structure. The third one, you go to say, what are you doing? He says, there's this beautiful place of worship that's being built and we are carving some lovely images for that wonderful place. And he continues his job. Now, three of them are doing the same job. Who do you think is the most happiest amongst the three? Who is the most enthusiastic? Who will be the most engaged? The third one. And even if their skills are the same, my bet would be that the third one would probably do a much better job than the other two. That's the power of knowing what you're really doing. That meaning is so important, right? You're just simply doing a thing versus you're actually having a meaningful job to do. So the meaning is important. So in life also, when we're here, it's important for us to know the meaning of life. Why am I here? That's why Mark Twain said 2 days is important. 1 is the day you're born, 2 is knowing why. So what's the meaning of life? Any idea? It's a big, people live a long time to try and discover it. They go for workshops after workshop, retreats, they will go into, they'll travel to different parts of the world. And it happens when there's something really, there's a big event that takes place in their life which might be very shaking for them. It's like a ground-shattering space. That's when they go out and they just start doing things. And then they come back with the simplest purpose that we're going to try and learn right now. We don't have to do the trouble to go, wait for that event to take place. Guess what's the meaning of life? Sorry? To clear karma. That's nice. Nice, beautiful. So we want to clear karma. Anything else? Good, and it's nice. There's a stage called Karmatit. Karmatit. And what you're trying to really do is you're reaching a stage where you are able to do karma, action, but you're not getting bound by whatever you're doing. You're free from any bondages of the actions that you perform. So you're doing it without any vested interests. You're doing it, I want this, I want that. But you're really doing it in a very beautiful way. And so it's not creating any accounts inside you. So that's a good thing you're saying. Karmatit. Anything else? What's the meaning of life? That's probably our end goal, okay, that we'd like to achieve. What's the meaning of life? Why are we here? Shakespeare said we are all actors on this wonderful stage playing our parts, right? So if you're actors on this part, there should be a reason why we are playing our parts here. What's the reason? Okay, let me give it to you. It's very important. So let's say awareness about my true qualities. And once you're aware of those qualities, your true meaning of life is to experience and express what? Those qualities. You agree with me? You want to experience these qualities. Why are we going out working so hard, trying to build this, get there, do this? What are we trying to do? We're trying to experience calmness, peace, happiness, power. We want to feel that stuff. All that is already existing inside us. We want to experience this. And what is the expression all about? We are part of nature. Nature never exists for itself. It's always there to give its qualities to others. Whatever its qualities are, and everything from nature, the sun, there's warmth about it, it radiates, it has this heat that you can focus and I can burn any, impurities. It's got its qualities. It's there and it's just giving it out. So we also are very unique. You agree? All of us are very unique. So we are unique. We would like to experience that uniqueness. And that uniqueness comes from those qualities that we have. And we want to express that to others. We would like everyone also have that experience of my beautiful uniqueness. And that's a simple way of looking at what is our purpose. Now, the way you express them can be very different. You may want to do it through art, through music. You may want to do it through being this person who just shares it verbally with everybody. You may want to do that through designing some beautiful apps for people, whatever. It could be very different for everybody. But at the end of the day, you're most fulfilled in life when you're able to express your qualities and others really feel it. That's when you feel, wow, it's like, I really like this. And so for that, do you have to wait till you are achieved everything in life? Then I will now, now it's time for me to give. It should be constant. It should be happening in my daily life. The same reason why it's not happening in my daily life is because I don't know about it. B, because I have not even discovered myself. So I think it's a very far-fetched thing that I have to wait for, and then I need all that time to go about doing this. Yes, it does need time. As I said, you need the attention. Attention is the water that you have to give. It needs that constantly, right? Just constantly pay attention to it. The awareness is there. You have the seed in that now. You have to pay attention to it constantly, and you have to keep reflecting. Take that silence time. That's kind of the sunlight for you, right? And so constantly keep building this, because the more you expand this, the more you experience it. And the more you experience it, how do you express it? You just embody it and you'll start seeing. Like when I did the visualization, I said, embody it. You're walking out and see how others are looking at you. In your attitude, you're expressing it through your attitude, through the vision, the way you look at people. You're expressing those lovely qualities of yours. Awareness creates that beautiful space inside. So you have to constantly go back to yourself. Take more time for yourself. Don't just wake up in the morning, jump, I got to do this, my to-do list, and then do. No time in silence for the self at all, and then the awareness doesn't grow. It gets lost there. We are not giving it that attention that it needs. We're nurturing. The plant is there, but nobody's watering it. What happens? Goes off. So that attention should be constant, so it doesn't wither away. Okay, good. Any questions?
But still, these bad qualities, they are not disappearing.
Yes, the bad qualities don't disappear, and don't have to worry so much about them disappearing. If we are able to focus more on the good, they will grow. They will definitely grow. And once your attention is on this, they say there's a beautiful story about a man was asked to carry 2 pots every day from one end to the other end. And these pots could actually talk and understand what's happening. And so there was one pot which had a hole. So this man would go to the river, fill these 2 pots up, and then carry them back to the house and keep it there. And then one pot which didn't have a hole, you would always use that for all the water. The other pot is empty every time. The other pot complains after a few months, saying, how useless I am. I'm not able to serve my master. I have a hole in me, but still my master carries me every single day, brings me back, but has no water. But look at you, your pot is full always, and they're able to, use you for all the water. And then the complaint goes to the master. The master says, oh, why do you want to worry about it? Come, I'll show you what you did. He takes him back on the same path which he comes every single day. He says, listen, you had the hole which had the water coming out. Because of you, every time I walked on this path, you would actually make this whole path wet and water this whole portion. And can you see the amount of trees that have grown now over here, the plants and the lovely flowers? And he says, wow, it looks so beautiful. The other side, absolutely barren, nothing. And so does that answer your question?
So I should keep both bad and good.
So what we're saying is wherever your attention goes, energy flows. So if you pay attention on this area, there's energy there and life will grow there. Pay attention to your positives. Life will start growing in that area. The other side becomes barren. You're not paying attention to it. It will wither away because now you're growing. So let's say, for example, give me a negative. Let's say I have a negativity of jealousy. But I also have a positive quality of abundance. You see, the only time I feel jealous is when I feel I'm less than somebody else. That's the only time I feel jealous. But I also have a quality of abundance. Now, I have 2 choices. One is, let me work on jealousy Two is let me work on abundance. Which is better? Work on abundance. Because the more you start experiencing and becoming aware, and it really fills you up, and I say, I am so abundant. There's no jealousy now. You feel so full and so lovely and so...
You start in position more beneficial.
So
Start in position more beneficial.
Starting
if you work on the abundance,
yes.
you already have benefits.
Yes.
At the start.
Right. Good. Any other questions? It's a nice question.
The purpose, as we go through life, it keeps moving.
Hmm.
It's a moving
Target, yeah. It keeps moving. However, the core will normally be the same. The core will always be. So if you go to the tree, whether it was 2 years back, 10 years back, or 5 years hence, what's the purpose of the tree? It's to serve, to give shade. It's got plants, it's giving that, it's giving oxygen. That purpose remains. But its understanding would probably shift. As us humans, as we mature, we start understanding it better. And we start seeing different ways of giving than we thought before. We might have a very restricted, narrow way of my purpose. This is what I'm here for. I'm doing this. That's when I'm really fulfilling my purpose. But as we grow, that opens up, and you can see far more avenues, far more ways in which you can actually give and contribute. And that will give you far more fulfillment. And you'll say, wow, this is something that I never saw before. So that will grow. It starts again from you having the awareness and constant attention. And then it'll start working.
Where does habit come in that cycle?
So habit would really, it would be a part of your attitude to a certain extent that you're actually developing. Because your attitude is something that comes from an awareness that you're creating. And even the awareness, there is a habit very much within the awareness itself. So for example, right now, I habitually, whenever I see myself, I'm looking at myself as my age, my gender, my position, my possession. That's already there in that habit is already fixed inside the awareness. And that's why I'm now changing this with the right seed of the new awareness. I'm planting it over here, and I want to constantly pay attention to it. That's changing the habit now. That attention constantly, I'm shifting from, hey, Prakash, you thought you're this, but you know what? You are not that. Yes, that is a part of how you're expressing it, but this is who you truly are. You are this person who is stable, you're protective, you're a person who's very beautiful, who's calm, who's soothing, who's inspiring. And so I'm rewiring that programming there. So in that space, that is there. And that actually starts reflecting my attitude. So you're doing that at the awareness stage itself, you're building new habits.
Like how to fall, not to fall back to your old habits?
I would say the same thing is to, so for example, if you're constantly seeing the awareness there, you're paying attention, and you're able to do this, where you will automatically see that there's a shift. And I think it's good for you to start looking differently. So look at things differently, start doing those actions in that particular line, try to express it in a real, more concrete way. Initially, you start doing that and keep reflecting, day and night. Definitely we have to do that. So if you do that regularly, then every day you're able to catch yourself. Oh, today I went the whole day today and hardly I was aware of myself. So then tomorrow I'll be more careful. So then next day in the morning you say, okay, today I'm going to be aware of this. It's very important to start in the morning with that beautiful awareness. And when you wake up, don't just jump into action, please. Sit down, take a few minutes, at least 10 minutes, I say. We can wake up 10 minutes earlier than usual. And this is not for planning your day, nothing. It's just about yourself becoming more and more aware of these qualities. Today you discovered 3, but do you think you only have 3? No, you have many more. Those 3 has so many other branches to it. So start exploring more of it. Sit down and just look at who am I? What are my true beautiful qualities? And so that you need to take every day 10 minutes for yourself in the morning. Trust me, what's common between most of the leaders in the world today who are really doing well, they definitely start off with this in the morning. They take time out for themselves, they reflect, and they just don't take 10 minutes, they do much more than that. And then they want to really see how they can bring that in everything they do and the way they speak, their interactions, and their communication. But that awareness in the morning starts off very nicely. Anything that's well begun is half done. And through the day also, you need to pay attention. And I know it's difficult, but it's important, right? Busy day, back to back. I think the more busier you are in life, the more you have to pay attention. Because you need it more. Because too much busyness, energy goes down. The moment you have this experience, you start feeling full again. Your energy goes up with all this. So you need to keep boosting your energy constantly. So pay attention. Okay, I am. Wow. You feel nice, you feel light, you smile, and you continue your work. The energy drops again, push it up. So do that through the day, and night definitely. Just journal a little bit. What were the things I did well today through awareness? How did I feel about it? What more can I do tomorrow? Those things will help you not to fall back. And keep coming to the meditation space. Have you heard of that place? Keep coming there because you have that beautiful room there and you see everybody else sitting there and meditating. So you sit with them. And now you're forced in that beautiful space to create that awareness. And then you'll have some very good experiences. If a few people are there with you, you have company, you'll love to do it more. Yes, please.
It works good for average cases, let's say. What about edge cases when some person in position to self-protect him or herself? Or somebody end up in prison and the only way to survive is to express bad qualities. Because every also all in surroundings.
Yeah.
So what to do? Accept it and die? Or
see, hope is very important. Wherever you may be, you have to really have hope. There's this person who's called Viktor Frankl. And he's written a book called Man's Search for Meaning. And he was in prison. He was in the concentration camps. He was in a position where he would sometimes be sleeping on dead bodies. And he had no idea whether tomorrow he'll be one of those corpses or not. That was the situation. But in that space also, he was able to, he says, if there was one thing that helped me survive the Holocaust, it was this hope that I will go out. It was a positive thought that I had. And it was the fact that I knew that I can choose my response. That is in me. They can do anything they want to me, but they cannot take away my willpower of what I want to think and how I want to feel. And so I chose that. He said, many of the other inmates were with me who were perfectly okay physically. They were with me. They could continue to survive, but they lost one thing, hope.
Yeah, but when somebody tries to kill you, what hope? How it will them?
Till that time that it doesn't happen, you need to see. I mean, of course, I've not been in that situation. I can only quote. I can only quote from Viktor Frankl because he's gone through that till the very end, and so he very clearly demarcates what is happening to you at a physical level versus what you can actually do to that particular thing in your mind.
It's like when you're playing chess, you know you are going to lose that piece, but still I lose that piece by taking one of this piece. It's the chess way also.
Why I'm thinking in such ways, I'm from Ukraine. Ukraine
yes.
on the war.
Oh yeah.
We are from Russia's side.
Yeah.
So they invaded us. The only choice to fight.
Yeah.
We cannot say, "Oh, goodbye."
Yeah. No. So what I'm saying is, so there are these when you said accept.
Good quality to fight.
True. I mean, that's why we do have a few leaders who tried to do it the non-violent way, and they were successful in that. And so I think that takes us completely to a very political space now. But I think we have choices. We all have choices, and we have to exercise what we think is the most beautiful choice for us, or the best choice for us. And perhaps that's the kind of choice you all have had. So 3 things: we normally try to alter the situation. We try to avoid the situation. If we can't do the 2, we just accept the situation. Like you said, acceptance. But before we try to accept something, we try to say, can I alter it? And one of the things you alter is try to negotiate. Negotiations are one very beautiful way of doing it. They usually say war is a result of failed negotiations. We've not been able to negotiate effectively, strongly, powerfully. And so we have to go and do that in the worst possible fashion. Yeah, but I'm sure there are huge stories behind it which we may not even know the scripts of. Oh, you finished? Please come. Yes, last question.
Simple. The example that you took, right? Some events happen in your mind that deep scars.
Yeah.
And it takes takes you years and years to forget or to move on in life, right? Even if you are meditating and listening to
Yes.
only every single day, but then your inner journey is not easy
Yes.
because of some events that have unfolded. How do you tell yourself that you have to move on?
Yeah. Well, it's important that we move on when we have some. You heard the question? The deep scars inside that we really are not able to let go of. Somebody who had actually been in a workshop talking to me about a very big scar that they had because of the mother-in-law that had left. And I said, yeah, but saying, why don't you go and have a communication? I said, I can't because she already passed away. And I said, when was that? She said, 20 years ago. Now you can imagine the scar you hold from 20 years of the person gone away. Now, I think it's all about being more merciful to your own self. And we've got to really awaken that mercy for the self. And then know that there is something that I am holding on to. I am somehow not letting go of it. It's done, it's dusted, it's finished, it's gone, there's a scar. But how long do I want to hold on to it? And I think it's that realization of 1 second. Once you have that realization, you let go. 1 second. There are many I have let go and I don't remember them now. But I've let go. Just a decision that you take. It's gone. And we have that power, trust me. We have that power. You may remember the incident, but you're not carrying the pain anymore. You're not suffering.
But you carry the pain as
well. Not necessarily. You carry the lesson from it. You carry something like you've reframed it for yourself. The same situation, I've reframed it now. It's giving you a very different meaning from what it gave me in the past. So try and reframe it in that sense and see. I think every event that took place in our life, all of us have gone through ups and downs. But from the downs, there is some lesson. Something got strengthened inside. Something got awakened which never was there before. Start looking at those and reframe it and then move on. And so much so that you might start looking at that with gratitude. Okay. Can we take a few moments in silence? Thank you. Are you free from all questions?
Just one more question.
We'll take it. No problem after this. So relax yourself. Take a few deep breaths in and out, slowly and deeply. And now you have the new seed of your self-identity. You know your 3 beautiful qualities. So please bring that to your awareness right now. I am. Repeat those 3 for yourself very slowly. Visualize yourself with it. Feel it fully inside you now. Have a deep realization of it. This is who I truly am. And think of ways how you can keep going back to it. Take another deep breath in and out. Okay, turn to the person next to you and say, thank you for being my lovely partner for today. I really enjoyed your presence. Okay, good. Thank you so much for your lovely audience. So we have some lovely, you want to announce what we have?
I just want to thank Brother Prakash for being such a great guide and for assisting us through this whole topic which sounded very difficult. But you simplified it, not just the topic but also our questions, our our deepest fears, anxieties. I feel that I've been able to let go, and he always has an answer, and he always makes it sound like you can do it. And therefore, I think that itself is a great way of moving forward. And deep gratitude to you for being
Thank
with
you.
us. It's been a long
My
time.
pleasure.
He's come back, and in spite of all his schedules of training, he's made time to be with us, which is great, and we really appreciate that. So we hope we'll keep seeing you more often.
Yeah, of course.
And, and I hope that you will also continue to take benefit. Our next upcoming event is in September on the 6th. I see most of you have already done the meditation course and have been here before, but just to give you like a heads up, if somebody wants to do it, it's on the 6th of September. From Sunday now we move to easy meditation for busy people on Friday. So I think that will allow more people to engage if it's not a weekend and they don't have plans. So yes, please register on the website to know more about the upcoming events, or you have, we have the events listed outside as well. They are not yet updated, but you can always look at the website, and we would love to see you again. Before you leave, we have a sweet for you as well as a blessing card. And to accept that, you have to do something which I'll just show you. If you've done the course, you probably are already aware.
Who's done the course here? Just check. Anyone who's done the course?
Most of them. You've not? Not finished. Okay.
Who's come here for the first time?